So, missed the vlog yesterday. Was dead tired. I took a sleeping pill. An attempt to sleep didn't work. So yeah, I took a melatonin too. I think it was like the maximum dose you're supposed to take is 10 milligrams. I took 20, and a sleeping pill. Still couldn't sleep. I've been an insomniac for a long time. But over the past 2 years, it's been really bad. Today, me and my girl started looking up, like out of my curiosity, started looking up the short and long-term effects of sleep deprivation. And obviously there's the most obvious stuff, impaired judgment, obviously alertfulness and wakefulness goes right out the window and whatnot. Short-term memory is the first to go after 24 hours, then impaired judgment after 48. But one of the symptoms of bipolar, as a result of being in a hypomanic state where you don't sleep, you can develop paranoia, which I've been noticing more and more and more. It's been very difficult dealing with that. So I just made a post on my Facebook page. Kind of gives me when I write, I more eloquently speak about my inner thoughts. It gives me more time to formulate what I want to say. So I'm just gonna read what I wrote down. I started this about 3 a.m. So it was like this. 3 a.m. as I start to write this. Once again, wide awake, but I'm going to have to be up early. The insomnia is getting really old. It's been about a week and a half of 2 to 3 hours of sleep times. It seems like an exaggeration and not physically possible to function on. I assure you it happens to me quite often. Just ask Allie. It's my wife. I was looking up the short and long-term effects with her earlier. Some of them seem to amplify bipolar symptoms, not incrementally, but rather exponentially, the longer one is sleep deprived. I can assure you it seems like that. Last week on nights, good guy, I'm not going to mention any names because this is my vlog, not theirs, but good guy, my friend's name here, mentioned it in passing. I was just being paranoid on a subject I can't remember. It was in that moment that helped me focus on more on my thought processes lately. Over the past 2 years, my insomnia has gotten out of control, which plays into a deepening psychosis. I've already questioned the vast majority of my thoughts, feelings, actions. Am I feeling this way because I'm on a low? Am I in a state of hypomania or just excited like a normal person? On top of that, now I'm fighting a losing battle with ghosts, enemies that don't exist. The list of people who I dare call friends versus acquaintances is short to begin with. Those who I trust, I could count on one hand, and now there are these feelings pulling me to question that when I shouldn't. It's disheartening and disturbing not being able to distinguish a threat from a delusion with anything less than 100% clarity. The only thing I know for certain is I wear on the patience of others. To those... Angel, come on. I do know that I wear on the patience of others for sure. A lot of people just don't understand. They don't get it. They shouldn't have to. It's my own personal shit. Anyone who else is bipolar, who has mental illness, can attest to that. You see the look on their faces of people, family, friends, co-workers. They just look at you like you're a weirdo. That the fault is on me, not any lack of empathy from others. I have no expectations of others to treat me any different than someone who wasn't mentally ill. The times when that has happened, and it's happened recently, I have resented that person and the act itself with utter contempt. This one I mentioned didn't happen at work when they treated me different. I'm at a loss for how to move forward. How does one function when you randomly perceive friend from foe? Through the Looking Glass by Charles Ludwig Dawson is one of my favorite novels. Often it's thought of as a romanticized view of madness. I assure you, to whomever reads this, the feeling of losing your grip on reality into madness and chaos is not pleasant like a Disney movie. There's been several times this past week at work where I've just gotten really mad because I've thought people are out to get me, like just to end work today. Something happened. I thought I was doing the right thing. I was. And apparently, I guess I perceived the events as though I was being told I was way overzealous. And then it appeared as though the person just went and started talking about me behind my back to somebody else. That people were talking about me. And I felt like, all of a sudden, no good deed goes unpunished. I was like really mad. I was ready to quit. Just walk out and say, fuck this place. And it's like I had to really try hard and step back. I had to really step back and think about what I was doing to calm down. It's not easy, especially when you feel for sure that what you're seeing is real. It's hard to be positive when you come to these realizations, when you start questioning yourself and everything you're doing. We have to try. You have to try to form a support system with people, with friends, family, with anybody. It helps. Gonna end the vlog here. As before, take it one breath at a time. It's what I always tell myself. Like, favorite, subscribe if you like the video. If anyone's even watching, who knows? Share it. Maybe it might help somebody to hear, that they're not the only ones going through something like this. Anyway. Alright, maybe I'm gonna try to get some sleep. Probably not, though.